Hi everybody, welcome to a new project. This is not a project that I designed, so this is kind of a craft with me. I was looking for something to do that didn't take too long, a short project, because I actually have another project I'm getting ready to start. I'm just waiting on a delivery, so I wanted to do something in the meantime. So this is a journal, again, from Stamperia. So this is my third journal project. And when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I remembered seeing one of the Stamperia live tutorials where this was made. And so I thought that, well, that'll be perfect. So I will link that tutorial down below. It's really good. It's hard. There's almost no English. So I did have to kind of figure out and guesstimate on some sizes and things like that. But I was able to figure it out, and you will too. The videos are really clear. Plus, I'm going to show you how I made mine. I did have an issue when I was recording where my camera stopped and I missed part. I tried to walk you through it, but if you're still confused, just check that Stamperia video, which I definitely encourage you to go watch because this is not my design. So let me just show it to you. Now, the front cover, I didn't have a lot left to work with from journal or stuff that just felt like what I wanted to work with. So I just used stuff from my stash. This is a leftover from Stamperia Passion. And then this is a scrap of the journal paper. And the rest of the ephemera pieces are all from, what's it called? Hang on. Nature Lover from Prima that I had in my stash. And then ribbon from my stash, of course. And the paper journal is from Scrap and Create, where I did several design projects for Scrap and Create. So I'm not going to call it a design project because I didn't design it, but this is where the paper came from, and I'll have a link down below to Scrap and Create as well as to Stamperia. And I will do a cutting guide as well, just because it was almost impossible to get exact measurements of what they were doing in that journal, in that tutorial. All right, so here's our spine, which is different, as you can see. And there's the back. And I am going to credit also, besides Stamperia, the wonderful designer who designed this book, and I'm not verbally crediting her because I don't want to butcher her name. Here's the inside, and it has 3 signatures for you to write or glue in pictures or ephemera or whatever you want to use it for. And there's the second one. And I just used copy paper. You could use watercolor paper or, whatever you want. And then there's the inside. Very simple. Obviously, there's plenty of room for more embellishments or pockets if you want on the covers, but I did not. I just did it very basic. All right. And then I used a double ribbon closure. Oop, hang on. I keep wanting to make this bow huge. There we go. That's a little better. All right, so check down below for the cutting guide, for the link to Scrap and Create, for the link to the original tutorial, and stay tuned. We will get started in just a second and make this. Okay, let's get started. You should have just seen the walkthrough. So let me pull over. I've got some stuff. Pardon my nails. I've been painting my house and they're a hot mess. Okay. I'll try and do a cut list, and I'll have a link, of course, to the original video on Stamperia's YouTube channel. But you need 2 pieces, and they didn't really give measurements from anything, so I kind of just sort of adapted. So 2 pieces that are 5 by 7 wrapped. Okay, and then you need, those are for the inner covers. And then you need 2 pieces, 5 1/4 by 7 1/4 wrapped. And those are for the outer covers. So front and and you'll see if you go and watch their video, and you really should, it's good. They did a lot of embellishing and things that I'm not going to do. All right, so we have this is the inner covers, and then these are the outer covers. I've got that one, and this is the back. I don't know if I want that like that. I think I do. Okay. And this goes like this. Okay. Then you need 3 pieces of chipboard, same chipboard, 1.5 by 2. And she wrapped them, and she said the word fabric when she was doing it. I couldn't really tell in the video. I guess it was fabric, or maybe she was saying you could use fabric. But then Omar in the video said stone paper. Most of the video was not in English, so it was kind of hard to gauge. So this is stone paper. I do have fabric, but I just didn't feel like dealing with it. But if you don't have stone paper, I don't see why a good quality cardstock wouldn't do the same thing. You know, wouldn't be fine. So what you're going to do, let's do that. So you're going to make these. Set those aside for the moment. And then for this, you're going to put this in the middle of a piece of whatever it is you're going to use. Fabric or cardstock or stone paper. It's 4 by 5. I just guesstimated what I would need. Put this in the middle, fold it up, crease it really well with your bone folder, fold the other side over, crease it really well, and then crease along the sides so that you get a square in the middle that you can see. And then you're going to glue this, and I need to grab it. I already did the other 2. So just put that in the square in the middle that you can see from your creases. And then you're going to do the long edges. So you want to do 1. Really want to burnish this well, and I would say if you normally work on a self-healing mat, you might want to take this to a hard surface if you've got one, just because you really want to get these creased well. Okay, I'm going to do the other side. I don't know if I mentioned it in the walkthrough or not, but there's one, she sewed this together, you'll see, in 2 places, and I always sew in at least 3, so we'll see. I guess whenever I do a project designed by somebody else, especially if I've never done it before, I think it's a good idea, kind of like a recipe, to do it the way they did it, and then if you don't like it, make it again. So I will have told you in the walkthrough if I feel like you should do it differently. Okay, then I'm going to turn it over, crease the other side really, really well up against here. Okay. All right, so you should have 3 of these, and you want to play with them a little bit because this is going to be your hinge, and get those pretty well done. And there we go. Now bring these back over. Okay, so that's the back. This is the front. Put those up there. And these are going to go in between like this. And I feel like, I mean, you can't put them right up against or they won't bend. So I'm going to leave a gap of about 1/8 of an inch. And I'm not putting them right at the bottom either. I'll put them up about 1/2 inch. Do I have a pencil? Hang on. So I'm thinking, yeah, up 1/2 inch from the, and this is going to be, I'm putting the mark in far enough that it will be covered. And then 1/2 inch from the top. I'm kind of eyeballing. Okay. So I'm going to put that one, not there, cheapers, there. Okay, on the inside. This stuff is really thick. Hang on. Am I going to have a problem? And then I'm going to have, I think it'll be all right. And there may be a gap, but I don't think that's really a problem. Okay, I'm just double checking. Okay. Let's just go for it. Okay. I'm just putting glue. Actually, I put glue a little further than I needed to. All right. I pushed it in a little further, maybe a 1/16. And it's sticking out a little bit, but that's okay. All right, so let's put that one down, turn it around, and let's put this one down. I want it to be sticking out about the seam. Okay. Here's that. Okay, and then the third one. Oops, see that's open. I just want to put some glue in there. Oh, that was a lot of glue. I'm just going to eyeball that third one. See, that's opening up a little bit right there. And I'm trying to remember, I don't know if she put anything decorative on these. She must have, to hide that seam, right? Okay. Eyeball this one just in the middle. Okay. I feel like this one is sticking out a little further than the other two. I guess it's all right. But that lifting up is going to drive me crazy. I don't know why, because I know I'm going to cover it. Okay. All right. There is that. That's the top. Okay. And then this is going to go here, not there, there. And I want to make sure that they're lined up. So let me get maybe a magnet. All right, so my glass mat is magnetic. So I'm thinking, well, that. All right, so if I line my magnet up on that line, and then those up on there, that should be pretty good. Hopefully. I'm gonna stand up and check. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Just gonna pull it out of here. Okay. I'm just trying to get that glue spread out so that it covers all the areas. And put that down. That's straight. Okay. I just feel like it's not straight. It looks straight when I look at it like that. Okay, well. You could probably use score tape for this. Didn't even think of it, honestly. This is art glitter glue, and it does grab on pretty quick. Okay. Hold it down for a minute. Okay, now I need, before I attach these liner pieces, I need the closure, and I brought a few things over. I think any of them will work. Let's see. I have this polka dot one, which might work, or maybe use the polka dot and the narrower one together. That'll make it really frou-frou. Why not? Just like that. Okay, let's do that. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Is this piece going to be long enough? Yeah, that should be long enough. All right. I'm just going to cut the polka dot 1 1/2, and that'll be the length. All right. Okay, and I think Fabri-Tac is going to be the way to go for that. And actually, I think I'll use Fabri-Tac for the whole thing, because Somebody suggested it in my comments when I had some warping on my Amazonia cover from the wet glue that I used. Okay, so we're just gonna put that down. And here. Oof, God, it's all over my hands. Okay. Then this is going to go in here. And it is, like I said, there's going to be some gaps probably. So I may need to put some weight on this. And I am using the Fabri-Tac. You could use score tape. I'm just worried that because it has to sort of bend a little to bridge that gap, the score tape might not hold as well as it normally does. Okay, so quite a bit of glue on there. And this is directional if you're using the same paper, so just be a little cautious. I am just going to stand up so that I can make sure I have that reasonably centered. And then press down. And I should have brought like a cast iron pan or something up here to put on this cat hair. And again, it may be lifted a little here if you're using the I just drew a blank stone paper, but it is what it is. Okay, now we have to do the same on this side. This one. And I'm just eyeballing center. And where is, looking for my bone folder. Do you guys see it? Tell me where it is. There it is. Yikes. Just want to press that down a little bit. Okay. And let's pull that out. Okay, and then we're going to do the same here. That we did on the other side. There's so much gunk around the tip of this bottle, but I think it's still alright. I used to use this stuff on my covers all the time, and then I switched to using all score tape. I forgot all about it until somebody reminded me. I used to use score tape around the outer edges, and then Fabri-Tac in the middle, and I think I stopped doing it just because Fabri-Tac is a little spendy. Of course, score tape's a little spendy too, so. Again, we want to center it. Before we press it down. There's one thing about Fabri-Tac is you got a minute or two to work with it before it won't move on you anymore. I have a little bit of glue seepage here, but I have a glue eraser. I should be able to get it off with. Okay. And let's see. This magnet is not as strong as the other one or as heavy. A little lifty in the corners, but I know it would be. Oh, jeepers. Well, it may take me a month to get those magnets apart now. Okay, let's see. That's looking pretty good. Okay, that needs to dry. Probably under weight, but I don't have any weights to put on it, so I'm going to set it aside. Over here somewhere. Flat. Okay. Now, I did not cut the covers for the signatures, so I do need to do that. All right, let me tell you about the signatures. All right, so I did 3 because she did 3 in the video, and they are 4 3/4 by 7. So what I actually did is took 8.5 by 11 printer paper and cut it to 7 high instead of 8.5 and folded it in half. And for each one of these I had 8. So I had 8 pieces folded in half times 3. Okay, then what I did is I took the outer 4 of each group. Let me see if I can get the outer 4. Hang on. 3, 4. Okay, the outer 4. Separate them out. Put the inner 4 aside. Took the outer 4. Put them in my trimmer and trimmed them to 4 3/4. Because as you add pages, they stick out, and I don't like that look. Then I took the inner 4. Put those in the trimmer, and I trimmed them to slightly less than 4 3/4 because they were you know, they're further, sticking out further. So just play with it until you get what you like. You don't have to trim at all if you don't want to. So you have 3 of those, and these need covers. So they need pieces 8, 9.5. I'll probably cut them 10 and then trim them down by 7. 10 by 7 folded in half. So let me get 3 of those. These are going to go on here, and they're a little big, but that's okay. I don't think I need to take a full 1/4 inch off, so I wanted to put them in so I could actually see how much I have to trim to make these actually fit. It looks like it's about 1/8. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to trim these down to 4 7/8, and let's see how that works. Fold it in half, 4 7/8. Okay. That looks good. Good. Go. Okay, there's our signatures. Now we need, let's get our cover back. I'm sure it's not dry. Let's say you could let yours dry overnight. Now, we need a few more pieces. I'm still wondering if I did this right, because I don't remember hers having a seam. It had to have. I don't know. I'm covering mine. Now on the outside, it's going to get some pieces here as well, but we'll do those later. But these pieces I'm going to make, I don't want them to get in the way of things. I'll start with 1 7/8 by 1 3/8. Let's see how that does. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to put them there. I don't know if I'm supposed to or not, but I'm going to. It's a lot easier when you're making your own stuff. You can do it however you want. I could do this however I want to, but I have no idea what I'm doing. Where did I do with my baby wipe? There it is. Okay. I just want that to look a little better. Is that crooked? It is a little crooked. There we go. Okay. good. Hang on. Okay. There. Now, let's turn it over. And decorate the covers. And for that, I'm not going to 100% do what she did. But I did like that she layered on another piece of chipboard in the front to give it a little more height. I don't know if she did it on the back or not. She might have. No reason why not. Okay, so let me... All right, so I think 4 by 6 would be good. Yeah, all right, so I'm gonna cut 2 4 by 6 pieces of chipboard, and we'll cover those and attach those. All right, hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the front. And I'm gonna put that one there. This is the back. Put that one there. Just to give us a little height. I'm not sure we actually need the one on the back, but the back's kind of plain, so I think it'll look fine. I'm not putting glue all the way to the edge. You'll get some seepage, but I might want to tuck things underneath as well. So, and we're just eyeballing that. And I have no idea what I have in the way of things left over from when I worked with this paper before that I can use for embellishments. I'll have to see if I can find anything. Okay. And I think that looks pretty good. Let me just take a quick look if I have anything. Okay, well, the only thing I found was this chipboard, which I don't really want to use. So I think I will leave the cover plain for now. Let me pick up some of these. And maybe just use some flowers. Or we have cut-aparts in the collection. So let me actually take a look at those. Maybe this Remember Today? I can't remember what she used. And uh-oh, I've got help coming. I don't think I want to add another sort of square thing. Okay, I'm going to leave it for now. You will have seen the walkthrough if I added anything more. I mean, I'm sure I will add more. Honey, I can't really work with you right there. And I do have some flowers just from things I've been working on recently. But I don't know. You'll see it in the walkthrough what I ended up with. Okay, so the next thing we need to do now is get these pages in. And so let me do that. All right, so what she did is she only sewed in on the top and bottom pieces. And so these are going to be hidden so I can make marks. So it's 1 1/2. Half of 1 1/2 is 3/4. So let me make a. Well, did I? That doesn't look very straight, does it? Maybe it is. I can't tell. Close enough. Okay. And then this is 2 inches wide, and I need 3 holes. So that means there's one every 1/2 inch. So there's one there, and one there. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing this end. We need to be up 3/4 of an inch. Just draw a light line between those 2 marks. And there. And there. Okay. Now you can use an awl to punch the hole, or you could actually do this before you put this thing together. She used one of these, which I think is kind of a little odd. It makes kind of a big hole to sew, but I'm going with it because I'm going to do it the way she did it. Alright, so I use the small hole. As you can see, I am further along. I stopped to pick out things for the cover, and when I went to stop the video, I discovered it had already stopped. So, unfortunately, it stopped just as I was getting ready to show you how to sew the pages into the book. What I'm going to do is glue down my things on the cover while they're fresh in my mind, and then go back and walk you through the cover. But of course, this part is not such a big deal because the Stamperia video, the original tutorial, shows you how to do it. But I will walk you through it as well. But first, I'm going to glue these things down. Now, these are things from my stash. Just, use whatever you have. The ephemera here is all from Nature Lover by Prima, most of it. I do have a piece from Journal that I'm going to use. And this is just a scrap of paper that I tore from the collection. I'm just going to put this like that. I'm not adding a lot of dimension other than this piece here because, you know, there will be writing and whatnot going on in this book, so I don't want to make that difficult. What did I do with my baby wipe? I do not know. Okay, hold on. Grab another one. Okay. There. And then I'm just going to put, let me just double check. Let's see, yeah, I'm going to put that up on the corner, and then this is going to sit on top of it, so this can go next. I'm not going to ink most of these things because I really haven't inked throughout. In the original tutorial, she used gold wax on the edges, which I think looked really beautiful. And I actually ordered not some gold wax, but like a gold buff. Now these are hanging off, but I think they'll be fine. But it didn't come in time, and I wanted to work on this, so I think I put that higher up than I really want it. Hang on. I'm going to lower it. There we go. That's better. Okay, and then this one is going to go here. I think I will ink this. This is from Passion. It's just a piece I had left. I want it up a little bit. And then I have this little ticket. I'm just going to angle that like that. You know what? I said I wasn't going to ink, but now I want to ink. Not very much. I just want to knock down the white edge. That just like that. And I've got this little butterfly I'm going to put on the corner of that. Good. And then this is from the journal collection, the same as the paper. And I think I'm just going to put that right up there like that. Maybe more like that. Or I might put it on the spine. I kind of want something there, but I don't know what. See what we have in the cut aparts again. They're all pretty big. I don't want anything on a black background, I don't think. I think that would be a little much. If I had any from the 8x8, that would be easier. I just feel like most of these are just too big. I wonder, you know what? This is from the same collection as these other ephemera. Let me see, maybe there's something in here I can use. And again, I know you may not have the same things in your stash that I have in my stash, but to give you an idea, and if if you watch the original tutorial, you can also get ideas from her cover. Which she used, I think she only used stuff from Together is Better, that's cute, from journal. But of course this is my third journal project and I just don't have that much left. Trying to avoid taking all these out of the package, but I think I have to. That's kind of cool. I haven't actually used this collection yet, so I don't want to use too many things because I'm going to need it for when I do use this collection. This one's cute. Stay Wild at Heart. Kind of like that. The one I was looking for. Okay. Alright, so I know I don't want this one. And I think this green doesn't quite work with the colors I've got going. I like that. What does that one even say? So Many Smiles? Is that what that says? I'm kind of blind. It is what it says, but it sort of blends in. Alright, so I think this one, Stay Wild at Heart. I like that. And I think if I was going to use this, I would have had to put it down sooner. Like underneath. And I don't think I can get it under there. I didn't put too much glue, but I did get seepage, so enough to prevent that going under there. That would have been pretty though. Okay. I'm just going to add that Stay Wild at Heart and put these away. I'll get around to this collection one of these days. Maybe next. Whoops, I put my that in there. Okay. All right. Those over there, and these are going to have to go back in those. Alright, so these are already down, so I just need to put this down. I'm going to put it right there. Do I want to ink it at all? No, but I have a little bump on the edge I want to take off. Okay. There, okay. And I'm putting that right there. Cute. Okay, now, do I want to put this one on the spine, or maybe this flower even? I had a few things set aside that I might use here. That's too big. I do kind of like the flower though. Alright. Try to decide how this flower is supposed to go. I think it's supposed to go like that. Not 100% sure. I don't know, I feel like it doesn't really need, maybe it doesn't need anything. I'm just going to leave it. Okay, now let me walk you through. I'm going to see if I have, I made a little, well, you'll see in the Stamperia video, but I'll explain it. Oh, I was thinking of using that and then I didn't. Okay, so when we were rudely interrupted, let me get that. I had just made dots on the spine, 3 dots, and actually I made them on the outside. And you saw me doing that, so they were 3 on this one and 3 on this one. They were 1/2 inch apart, one in the middle and one on either side, 1/2 inch. 3/4 of an inch up from either edge. That put them in the middle. Punched the holes, and so you missed that part. And I used the small punch on my crocodile to do that. So punch the holes. Then you want to take a piece of paper. I don't know what I did with it. I know I didn't throw it out. Hang on. Who knows what I did with it. I've got piles of stuff off to the side here. Well, let me just grab one. Hang on. So take a piece of copy paper or whatever, fold it in half. You want to cut it down to 7 inches in height. Alright, so we're going to assume this is 7 inches in height. You are going to take it, now this is still lying flat on its face because you haven't sewn the pages in. Center it, because it's 7 inches high, so center it on the book right by where you punched your holes. You only need one hole. You're going to take, say there's a hole here and a hole here. So you're going to mark with your pencil here and here. That's where the holes are. Right on the edge. Okay. Then you're going to take it, change the direction. So now the marks you made are on the inside here. Okay. So I've got one right here. I'll make them bigger so you can see them. And one right here. Okay. Now you're going to take, let me grab what have I got? I don't have anything. All right. Well, take your folded, here, we'll use this. Pretend these are your pages. They're folded, right? Take this, put it inside, line it up top and bottom. They're the same height because you have cut this to 7 inches. Stick it inside. Make sure everything is lined up properly. Open it up. Take an awl or another sharp tool and poke through where your mark is, right out through the folded edge of your pages. Okay? Do the same at the bottom. Okay? So both holes. So now you can set that aside. You're going to do that on all 3 of your signatures. Then you are going to take a good strong thread. I used a wax linen thread. You could use a crochet cotton, even a decorative fiber, something like that. You can see mine here. And remember, you've got 3 holes here, 3 holes here. You're going to go on this bottom left hole, go in and leave a tail hanging. Go in that hole and then go through the bottom hole on your first signature right into the center. Okay, so you've come up here. Well, that's the 3rd signature. Okay, first signature here. Okay, so you've come up, take your thread back out through the top hole, and then through the top hole, you can see it, I think, through the top hole here in the spine, and out. Okay, or here, I don't know, whichever one, you're in the same line. So here and here, so in, up through the book, out, and now you have 2 tails. Take the top one, bring it down, pull everything real tight. You can hold it up like this, pull it real tight, and tie a knot, a small knot, okay? Don't make it too big and bulky a knot because you have to put this on top of it. Repeat that. Take another piece of thread. You'll need about 2.5 lengths, like the height of the book, and then about another half or so. Do that on the second one and the third one. And again, you can consult the Stamperia video if you need to, and I'll have it linked for how to do that. So once you've got all your pages in and everything's nice and tight, and you've got your knots, trim most of the excess thread from your knots. And you're going to make these, where is my ruler? Right here. Okay, so these are pieces of chipboard that are 1 3/8 by 2. And then they're just covered on one side with some paper. They're not wrapped. Okay. And then you're going to glue them here, here, and here to cover the holes. I will tell you, especially this one where the knot is, was kind of a pain in the neck because of that knot. I really had to hold it down tight. I had to take the book and smush it down on my table and hold it to get that to hold. Now it's going to lift a little bit on your corners because of the knots, but that's how you're going to do that. Okay, and then I believe that's where I just picked up. Then you just need to decorate your cover, add anything you want to these pieces on the spine, and if you want to add anything on the back, which I have not, but you know, I might at some point. So then, again, you have this area if you want to add something, this area here if you want to add something, maybe a little pocket or something. But I'm just showing you the basics the way it was in the original tutorial. She had, you know, she did a lot of multimedia stuff that I didn't do. And then you have this journal that you can write in. You can add pictures, ephemera, memory keeping, daily notes, whatever you want to do. Now, if you know how to string a traveler's journal, the traveler's notebook, you actually could string this the same way and not sew the pages in, just slide them in the way you do a traveler's notebook. I'm not going to go into that though. But anyway, so that is that, and I had a lot of fun making it. I think my ribbon is definitely longer than I need, but this book is going to get fatter as things are added, so I do need to trim some off, but I'm going to leave some tails because this book's going to get fatter. That is cute. Okay, I'm going to trim. Actually, I'm going to use bigger scissors for that. Hang on. And I'm just going to cut those at an angle. And I think I want to cut each pair at the same angle. There we go. And perfect. All right. Well, I am sorry that got interrupted, so you didn't get to see the part of it, but I think you'll be able to figure it out between this video and the Stamperia video. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time, and we'll do something else. Bye-bye.